The blood of strangers. What if the blood flowing through your veins is not entirely human? What if, hidden deep within your DNA, lies the memory of a world that no longer exists? A civilization erased by water and time. Before Egypt, before Sumer, before even Atlantis, there was another, a mother world. Its name was Mu. For centuries, it has lingered between science and myth, a whisper of a civilization that may have birthed humanity itself, a paradise said to have vanished in a single night. But if it truly disappeared, how did its story survive? The first whispers. The legend began in the late 1800s with a man few remember today. Augustus Le Plongeon, a British archaeologist wandering the ruins of the Yucatan. As candlelight flickered across the carvings of Chichen Itza, he saw patterns others ignored. In those Mayan glyphs, he claimed to find fragments of an ancient memory, the story of a lost continent swallowed by the sea. Le Plongeon called it Mu, the mother of all civilizations. He said the Mayans were its descendants, refugees who carried fragments of their ancient knowledge to the New World. His peers mocked him, but every legend begins with one voice crying into silence. The man who revived the impossible. Half a century later, another man took up the whisper. His name was James Churchward, a soldier, engineer, and explorer. While stationed in India, Churchward befriended a high priest who guarded relics from before recorded history. Tablets etched in a forgotten script known as the Naga Maya language. The priest allowed him a secret bargain. "Learn the language," he said, "and you will know where mankind began." By dim lamplight, among the smell of incense and dust, Churchward studied the code. And when he finally understood it, he claimed the tablet spoke of a radiant land, a continent called Mu, a place where man first appeared, the continent of light. According to Churchward, Mu once stretched across the Pacific Ocean, from Hawaii to Easter Island, from the Marianas to the South Seas. It was home to 64 million people, 10 tribes, one government, one faith. Theirs was a civilization beyond imagining. Cities carved of stone that shimmered in sunlight, rivers flowing like silver through gardens, towers that aligned with the stars. He wrote that the people of Mu, the Nayakal, lived in harmony with nature and with each other. There was no hunger, no war, no disease. It was, he said, the empire of peace, the birthplace of humanity, the night of fire. But even the brightest dawn fades. Around 12,000 years ago, Churchward said, the earth convulsed, volcanoes erupted, earthquakes tore open the ground. In a single night of terror, the continent of Mu sank beneath the ocean, swallowed by fire and water. Its temples crumbled, its mountains disappeared. 60 million souls gone without a trace. To some, it was punishment from the gods. To others, the turning of the planet itself. Either way, the mother world was no more. Echoes of stone. Yet legends have a way of surviving even the flood. In the early 1900s, archaeologist William Niven unearthed strange stone tablets in Mexico, hundreds of them. They bore symbols unlike any known language. When Churchward saw them, he claimed they matched the same Nagamaya script he had learned in India. Two discoveries oceans apart, telling the same story. Was it coincidence or proof? The statues that walked far across the Pacific, on the lonely island of Rapa Nui, stand the Moai, colossal stone faces gazing into the horizon. Some weigh 80 tons. Others stand taller than 10 men. When the islanders were asked how their ancestors moved such giants, their answer was simple: they walked. Churchward believed these statues were the last echo of Mu, monuments built by its survivors. To him, the Moai were more than stone. They were memory, a civilization refusing to be forgotten. The geometry of the gods. The mystery deepened. How could civilizations separated by oceans, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica, China, build the same shapes, the same pyramids, aligned with the same stars? Was this shared genius or shared origin? If the refugees of Mu scattered across the world, they may have carried their knowledge with them. The sacred geometry of their homeland, carved again and again so the sky would remember. Energy of the earth. Churchward wrote that the people of Mu understood energy, not fire or coal, but resonance. They drew power from crystals, harmonized with the frequencies of the earth, and healed with sound. Their cities glowed not with flame, but with vibration. To modern ears, this sounds like fantasy. Yet scientists have found unexplained magnetic anomalies in the Pacific, regions where compasses spin and energy pulses from the deep. Is it coincidence or the echo of a forgotten power grid? The divine beings of Mu. The Nakal were described as radiant beings, tall, luminous, long-lived. They spoke through thought, not sound. They ruled through wisdom, not war. In their serenity, they resembled gods. And perhaps they were. Ancient myths from every corner of the world echo their story. The Shining Ones of Sumer, the Hyperboreans of Greece, the Devas of India. Different names, same memory. The Forbidden Union. Some believe these beings mingled with early humans, teaching them, guiding them, even loving them. But from that union came both brilliance and downfall. If the divine mingled with the mortal, perhaps Mu was destroyed not by nature, but by consequence. A paradise undone by its own perfection. The fall of the theory. When Churchward published his books in the 1920s, they became sensations, but scientists were unmoved. Geologists argued that continents cannot simply sink. Ocean mapping found no trace of a lost landmass beneath the Pacific, and the tablets, the proof of Mu, were never seen by anyone else. To academia, Mu was a myth, but myths often outlive their destroyers. The fragments of truth. Even as skeptics scoffed, others searched for kernels of reality. Some pointed to Sundaland, a vast Southeast Asian plain drowned after the last ice age, about 12,000 years ago. Others mentioned Doggerland, the prehistoric bridge between Britain and Europe now lost beneath the North Sea. Perhaps they said Mu was not one place but many. A collage of memories from multiple floods, retold until they merged into one story. The memory of floods. Every ancient culture remembers a flood. The Sumerians' deluge of Ziusudra, Noah's Ark, the Mayan destruction of the First World, the Hindu tale of Manu and the fish. Maybe these are not coincidences, but fragments of the same cataclysm, an ancestral trauma carried in myth. Perhaps Mu is not beneath the sea, but beneath our skin, encoded in the stories we tell to remember what the sea erased. The return of wonder. Today, sonar maps the Pacific depths and sometimes finds geometric patterns where none should exist. Rectangular terraces, stair-like ridges, corridors that look impossibly like streets. Most scientists dismiss them as natural formations, but others, staring into the blue, whisper, "What if they're ruins?" We still look because the legend of Mu speaks to something older than proof, the human hunger to remember our origin, the mother of mankind. Maybe Mu never existed. Maybe it was never meant to. Maybe it is not a place, but an idea, the dream of unity, peace, and light we lost somewhere along the way. The story of Mu reminds us that civilizations rise, fall, and rise again, but memory, like light beneath the sea, never truly dies. So perhaps the people of Mu are not gone at all. Perhaps they live within us in our drive to create, to question, to seek the stars. Soft choral music swells. Because maybe the mother of mankind was never lost, only forgotten.
Subscribe to watch the next episode.